Hey guys, welcome back to Cryptid and Paranormal Kingdom with Carlito and Tom. My buddy Tom right now, he's actually not going to make it today because he's out having fun with the family. He's in a theme park. So, Tom, hope you're having fun, brother. Love you, man. And I know you're going to come back to see this maybe tomorrow or something. But yeah, you got to really check this one out, Tom, because it's going to be awesome, bro. You're really going to enjoy it as well as the people in the chat right now. I see there's some people there already. So yeah, welcome back, guys. I'm having Brad Pitt back. I'm sorry, Brad Pitt. I don't know why I was thinking about that. Brad Kidd back for part two. That was funny, Brad. You got to admit that was funny.
It's all good. I've actually had that before. So excuse me
Have
as I
you?
scratch my nose.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I thought you had, man. I thought you had. I wanted to call you that a couple times. I caught myself, but this time it slipped. It actually slipped out. But yeah, so
It's
everybody,
all
we
good.
got Brad back again for a part two, like I promised y'all. So the man is here. The man, the myth, the man of the hour. Brad Kidd is back. So that being
And
said, Brad, how you been, buddy?
not too bad. Yeah, pretty much the same old grind for me.
Yeah.
Different jobs. Yeah, just sort of chipping away at stuff. I've got a few things on the go. Um, yeah, some days are a little bit rough, but that's for a lot of us as well.
Right.
So and yeah, so getting there with things, and things are looking really promising actually. So
That's good, man.
yeah,
That's really
it
good.
just can't get there quick enough.
Right? Yeah, I
So
know.
but yeah, we're stepping through the door as I said. So yeah, it's all good. But and anyway, yeah, I've been able to come up with some pretty good evidence the last couple of months, despite the weather working against me. So but anyway, yeah,
Right.
it's all
Right.
good.
I remember actually we me and you were supposed to have this live about a week or two ago, I remember, and you were telling me that
Yeah.
there was like a really bad storm where you live and it was like the whole weekend and it kind of just blew us
Yeah,
off. But
yeah, it came through. We didn't end up getting a lot. We had some heavy rain and
mhm.
yeah, a little bit of damage here and there and what have you. But we certainly have had worse. But it's still as dry as so. But yeah, anything cryptid or paranormal, they just they love the stormy weather. So yeah, when they need it. So it's all about the energy with them, so they can do their thing. So so
Mhm.
yeah, it doesn't matter what the intelligence is, whether it's alien related, paranormal, cryptid. They all got one thing in common, and that's energy. So
Right.
they're always chasing it. So
Mhm. Mhm. Right,
yeah,
exactly. And like many researchers before said, and we've said it before also, frequency has a lot to do with cryptids and paranormal. Because that's where they use it to either show themselves, manifest themselves physically. What were you telling me last time, Brad? If the frequency was high, they would show themselves more, and if the frequency was too low, then you can see them like completely, just maybe like little bits and pieces, kind of like partially or whatever. Is that correct?
yeah. It's probably more the other way. When they drop it down, I mean, they can go too low and they can go too high. So it's all about getting that right that depth or height with the vibration levels, and that's
Mm-hmm.
and I think I touched on I mentioned the words noble gases. It starts to get a little bit sort of complicated and what have you, but basically they're just using inert gases that are almost at ground level and that all around us, just like like our wind. So they use that, and they if there's enough energy, they energize that, and that's how they form up and what have you. So, but if they go too high, well, I mean, that's where their speed comes in, and other researchers might have noticed that when they move, they don't move like a normal animal, like a normal domestic animal or what have you. It almost looks like they're sliding. because I
Yes.
mean they're just moving so
Yes.
much. They're moving so much faster. So yeah,
Yes. Yes. Exactly. But you know what? I was gonna ask you real quick, Brad. What do you think
yep.
about
Oh,
their speed? Because like there's some videos where they show like that one famous one in Florida, Fort Pierce, Florida. I don't know if you've seen it. It's a dog man running behind somebody's backyard at night or whatever, like close to a tree line, and that thing looks like
yeah,
you can barely see it because it's blurry as it's running. It's blurry, but at the same time, what my thing is, they can't be running that fast if you can see them. For them to look that blurry, they would have to be going at least 100, 150 miles an hour for you to see them that blurry. But at the same time, if they do drive by, if they do run by
yep.
100 or more miles an hour, then you can't really see them. All you see is like a, like a blurry
That's
line or something. You
that's
can't,
that's
you know
true.
what I mean?
Yeah,
So I don't think they're going that fast. I think they're making themselves look blurry, as they run. You know what I mean? Like I don't know if that has
yeah.
to do
No,
anything with the
exactly.
frequency.
Yeah, it's just getting down to. I mean, yeah, I'll
Hmm.
repeat this a few times, but it just gets down to vibration levels. So
Right.
as soon as
Exactly.
they ramp it up, I mean, it just distorts.
Hmm.
There's a difference between visually what you can see with like analog, which I don't think is really available anymore. I mean, some people might have some old camera gear,
Hmm.
as opposed to our digital cameras. There's a difference to how it reproduces the image. Um, which is why I don't really, even with my videos, I don't really have anything kind of in between. It's
Hmm.
either my best video evidence is of the female dog man, which sounds a bit funny, dog man, but anyway, the female DM. She is moving slightly, but she's sitting there. So, but another video I got of her goes for about a minute and a half. She sits there for a little while, and as I get closer, she takes off, and it's just like poof, like it's just like turns into a shadow, and basically gone. The camera can't keep up with it.
Right. Right. Exactly.
So
Yeah. Because like I was saying, that one that and you can see it on. It's on video. It's actually on a live feed. It's not just a regular video. It's on a live
yeah,
feed
I don't
on
think I've seen
Facebook.
it, but I understand what you're saying. Yeah,
Yeah, and
um,
it only looks like it's running like maybe 40 miles per hour, Brad, but it looks
yeah,
blurry. You know what I mean? So I think they have something to do with that, where they make themselves look blurry. You know what I mean? Kind of
yeah.
like kind of like a camouflage, tactic or something. I don't
Well,
know.
exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
a bit like
Uh oh. Looks like you froze there, Brad. Looks like you froze because you're speaking, but uh, your camera looks a little froze. So I'm thinking it might have froze. If you want to refresh it, Brad, or if you want, you could just get out completely, and I'll invite you back in. That's not a problem. I have no problem with
oh, we're back.
that.
I
There it
lost
is.
you.
Okay. Yeah. 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 I
It's all
saw that.
good.
Hmm. Okay. So continue, Brad. We were talking about the dogman and the blurriness and all that. How they have the
Yeah.
ability to make themselves look, blurry. Hmm.
Well, as I was just saying, like a good example is what the chameleon lizard does.
Yeah.
It's very similar to that. What's another example? I'll refer to one of the Jurassic Park movies. Absolutely brilliant examples of camouflage. I mean, it's there, but your eyes tricked into not. You just can't see it. Which one was it? I think it's about the fourth movie in. It's the Tyrannosaur hybrid, and
Hmm.
I think they spliced its DNA with just that, with the chameleon DNA or whatever it was they did. But
Hmm.
the big tyrannosaur's standing in front of or in amongst the bushes and so forth, and it's using the foliage, which is what cryptids do and what they need anyway. They need that surrounding foliage, and depending on what's around them, kind of dictates what you'll actually get to see.
Hmm.
Um, and then you can't see the size of the dinosaur being massive as it is, you can't see it until it actually moves. And when it moves, yeah, it's really tricky the way it does it, but it's absolutely brilliant. So I reckon it's similar to that anyway. And what I'm seeing down in the forest is they either just stand very still, or I have gotten to see see them with my own eyes, but they move incredibly fast, like from like tree to tree. It's very thick down there anyway. Or yeah, they'll just move along, but it's almost shadow like. I mean, it'll look like a Bigfoot, but it's sort of quite dark.
Yeah. I actually do think or have a theory that cryptids have the ability to use their frequency levels in order to distort their where you can see them or not see them, like even in live, like if you're in the woods and you're seeing them, they have the ability to distort their figure with frequency. And in pictures, oh man, you forget about it. They make pictures blurry, dude. Like I think that's why all the pictures come out blurry, because I think they have the ability to distort the picture or the pixelation or whatever with the frequency that they can raise or lower. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
I honestly think that that's what happens. Right.
True. Yeah. It's, and they can take it to the next level. It's like I've found, and just with a couple of other researchers over in the States, that even once you get an image, and this is pretty much mainly only with like anything alien related, alien entity, the picture will actually change. So depending on what it is. So if you got lucky enough to be able to get a picture of like a mantis or something, I've got a couple. And I mightn't look at it for a couple of months, and then when I go back, the picture will actually change. It almost has like a 3D effect. Yeah. So, which sounds pretty weird, but yeah.
Yeah, man.
So
I think it's it's within the animal kingdom in general that they have more abilities than we do, man. Like the chameleon, like you just mentioned, the chameleon, it turns into different colors, at will. I seen I watch TikTok a lot, just for pure entertainment. And I seen this person had a chameleon, and he put like he would throw like a certain color at him, and it would start changing to that color. He'd throw a different color at him, and he started changing to that color. I'm like, wow, dude, how do they have that capability of doing that? Like, on the spot, you know what I mean? And then there's, you got the, the animals like the wolves, they can see in pitch darkness, and they got the abilities, lions, whatever. And we don't, we as humans don't. You think about it, really, you think about it, and we're like the most basic animal breed, because we are animals after all. But I mean, we're just like we're mammals. But yeah, you know what I'm saying. And we don't have those capabilities that they have. Now imagine cryptids, the capabilities that cryptids have.
Exactly,
where they can disappear and reappear at will, where they can distort pictures and videos, whatever. That's crazy, man. It's crazy.
It is. I think Laurie's
that we don't know. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, exactly. Laurie's just sent a comment. They remind me of the Predator.
Yeah,
they can cloak into the environment. So whoever made that movie obviously knew about cloaking. So and going back years ago, I thought that when they did they did their we'll just use the word cloaking. But it's actually their vibration levels just go through the roof, and our eyesight's so primitive anyway. We just see, I think it's like 1% of the overall light spectrum. Anyway, I used to think that like they went fourth dimensional, like paranormal, anything ghost related, poltergeist or what have you. But they don't. They still have that weight there, because I have got this on video, although you can't really hear it that well because it was raining a little bit. But I had both Mum and Big Harry coming towards me. I could hear them as I was stepping on branches, but I couldn't see them. So, and then when it got just a little bit too sort of nerve-wracking for me, I called out, and they stopped. And then Big Harry said one word, although I don't really understand what it meant. But yeah, so I mean, for them to still be for them to be breaking branches, but to my eyesight to be invisible or through the lens as well, they still had to be 3D. They're just doing their cloaking thing. So, but yeah, what Laurie said is a really good example actually from the Predator movie, especially the first one.
Right. Yes.
So yeah, he cloaks. You kind of can't see it. You can sort of see it. They can still take damage. Yeah.
And you know what? Yeah. You know what? Also, hey Steve, how you doing, brother? Al's here, and Richard's here. Hey guys, everybody, Lori. You know what too, Brad? That I think that the people in power, because I don't want to say names. I think that they known about all of this stuff like for years and years and decades, because that's what we talk about in my group chat, from my group, like my moderators and my good friends, like Al. He's in here right now. Alfred Santariga. We're always talking about that, right? Like that they knew about it way back then, and we thought it was sci-fi, but they've been telling us this for many years, like decades and decades. Like the werewolf thing, like the Predator. When was the Predator made? That was like in 1983, something like that.
87. It was released here.
Something like, okay, yeah. Well, along that mid 80s. Okay, so they knew about cloaking. They knew about all that, and we didn't, because that's what we talk about. They have like technology like 100 years ahead of us, or at least 50 to 100 years ahead of us. That's what we're always talking about. Me, Al, Tom, Brian, a couple other guys. That they've been trying to tell us this, for many years, and they got evidence, and they got proof, and they got, actual. They know that, what was that one movie, UFO movie, the Third Kind, Encounters of the Third Kind.
Close Encounters, yes.
Yeah, with Richard Dreyfuss and all that. I think that very well happened. I think we're thinking actually now that was a true story. Even though they didn't say it, but that happened, many years ago, and that is real. You know what I mean? Even though they made it into a sci-fi movie, that makes you think that it's not real. It's just something made up. And it's just something really awesome to look at. But no, now you look at it, and it's like it actually happened. That's actually proof and evidence. That's why they make these movies, and they've been telling us all along without us knowing. You know what I mean?
Hidden in plain sight.
Yes, there you go. Yes. So, yeah, man, there's a lot of things that, a lot of people don't know yet. I think it's more of us that we believe in cryptids and paranormal stuff like that, because we're the type of people that have an open mind to believe all of this, right? And to put two and two together, and to gather evidence, and to gather, encounters, people's stories, whatever, and it's just like, build that into like a kind of like a teaching, kind of like a learning experience. You know what I mean? And but we have that open mind, and a lot of people don't have that open mind. I'd say like 2/3 of the world population don't have that open mind. And they don't believe in none of that. They don't believe in UFOs. They don't believe in cryptids. They don't believe in werewolves and dogman and Bigfoot and Rake. None of that. They don't believe in none of that, because their mind is still closed. Like it's only what they taught me, and that's it. I don't believe anything else. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's that's yes. I come across that every day. Teresa Pecorelli was just saying, her comment. That's quite true. Yeah, there we go.
There it is.
Fourth dimensional. Vibration level. Yeah, and as I said, only 1% of the light spectrum. The light spectrum's absolutely huge. So, our eyesight's primitive at best. So,
Right. I would love to invite Al, my good buddy, my good brother Al Santoriga one day, and do another show with you to see
Okay.
what kind of pointers y'all can gather together, man. Because he's very knowledgeable, man. He's very knowledgeable. We call him
No,
the god
sounds cool.
the god
Yeah. No.
we call him the godfather of the cryptid world because he's like a walking encyclopedia on cryptids, man. So and he's very
Okay.
supportive. He's
Sounds
very
great.
yeah, and he's very supportive of me and Tom. You know, he comes to my shows, he comes to Tom's shows, and we're in the same group chat, like I was telling you earlier. But yeah, man, he's got awesome that things that will blow your mind. That like wow, really? He's told me things before. I'm like, wow, are you serious? Like, yeah, Carlito, a lot
Sounds
of shit,
good.
a lot of shit you don't know, man. But we have we that we have researched all this, yeah, because him and Brian, his buddy Brian, they've been researching this shit for like maybe 20 years or so, or maybe even more. I think Al like more. I think Al got like maybe 30 years in it. But
Okay.
since and I'm talking about not just cryptids. I'm talking about paranormal,
Yeah.
UFOs, ghosts, and abandoned buildings, and paranormal stuff like that. But
Okay. Yeah, no,
yeah.
it sounds good. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
even though I had my first contact when I was only 3 years old, I mean, I chose to ignore it for most of my life until the last 6 or 7 years, where it just kept on jumping up in my face and it just keeps on accelerating away now. So, but yeah, I'll be the first to admit my knowledge is pretty limited, and it's mainly just what I'm seeing, just out in the field, out in the forest. So and I'm just very privileged to be able to get the images. So
Right.
that's kind of my main thing. So yeah, but
Right. Hey, okay. Yeah, absolutely. So we need to set that up, man. We'll get we'll get my buddy Al in here, and we'll have like a little kind of round table with me, you, him,
okay,
maybe Brian, maybe Tom. You know what I mean? Like a little round table, and and get some more experiences out there. And they're very knowledgeable. So whatever experience we talk about, they'll touch on it real quick. You know what I mean? They'll give you facts and and
yeah, no, it
a
sounds good.
lot of information. That's why I like hanging out with them. Um, but yeah, we'll set that up. We'll set that up pretty soon,
Sounds
and
good.
I'll talk to Tom and Al and Brian, see if they want to do it, and we'll set it up. But yeah,
Okay.
well, okay, Brad, let's get started. It's 7:38, so let's get started on the first topic, which is the witch. You were telling us last time you were here, you mentioned something about a witch, and I really, wow, cool. So I wanted to bring that back, and have you tell us, because we ran out of time and we went for like 2.5 hours last
Yeah.
time, which
Okay.
we're not going to go 2 hour and a half today, folks. We're only going to go about an hour and a half. So,
Yeah.
just so y'all know,
All right.
but yeah, I mean, if you could start with the witch encounters, man,
Yeah.
that'd be
All right.
great.
Cool.
Okay.
I'll just give you just a quick bit of background leading up to the video clip that you're going to show.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, and I believe this is quite possibly a first. So
Mm-hmm.
which makes it very unique indeed. And from what I've seen over the years, from YouTube to Facebook feed and all the different cryptid groups, when it comes to witch encounters, they never end well for the person that has the
Yep.
altercation or has the meeting with the said subject. So
Wow.
and they've always ended up being deceased within 48 hours, regardless of what continent it's on.
Wow.
Um, I've heard of a little bit of feedback from the States where they've said that where people or researchers have been getting interaction with Bigfoot individuals, or perhaps a Bigfoot clan is another word that gets used.
Yeah, clan.
That quite often that there is a forest witch there. What the connection is, I don't know. So it was certainly the last thing I was expecting. it was about 2 years going in, and then I had my run-in with her. But I remember going back about a year and a half prior to that, she said to me, "Who's the woman in your pictures? She's quite often with the dogmen, and she's got very old-fashioned canvas-looking clothing on, long, straight brown hair, quite often with her head down." And I hadn't noticed, which is interesting. So anyway, I went back and had a look, and I thought, "Oh, okay, look at that. Yeah, I hadn't noticed before." And just leading up to that, a couple of times I was in there because I'm privileged enough to pick up on 3 different signatures. So cryptids have got a different signature. They're very subtle. The witch has got a really sort of quite a nasty sort of has a real what's the word, foreboding sort of feel to it. Same with the paranormal, but anything paranormal wise, but it's they're all sort of distinctly a little bit different. And I sort of got that feeling, I'll just say a feeling of dread. It's not very good English, but a few times I thought, I was wondering what it was. And then this one Sunday, all the conditions were right, a little bit stormy. It was just drizzling, almost on dark. And I got it again. And I was probably, I don't know, about half a mile in, I guess. And I've got the full video, but it goes for just over 5 minutes. The clip that we're going to show is only about 8 seconds, I think it is. And I thought, I don't like this. And the message I was getting was, it's time for you to go. So I took off, and I thought I'll swing by the gifting tree on the way out just to see if there's any movement, because sometimes they'll get in early and they start moving stuff around, so which is always exciting. And I no sooner got past the tree, and there's a big fallen, very old fallen log, and I looked up and she was blocking the path. So I might get you to. Can you show the clip now?
Yeah, I'm working on that right now. Exactly. Trying to find the. Okay, here it is.
Seen how it get anything on camera. We just dropped out a little bit. I saw her twice at a distance, as I was making my way out, and another one was really close. I just actually turned the camera off and I glanced down at it, and then when I looked up to me right, there was this. I could only see the woman's back. She had a strange looking shirt on. The material was weird. It almost looked like spider web, like all interwoven. And she went in behind a tree, and the message I got was, don't, just leave. And then anyway, I just thought, that's kind of a bit weird. And then this one Sunday, I got her. Luckily, I was filming, and I was able to get a couple of pictures in only 2. One of them being a thermal image, because some people look at it, and I've had a little bit of feedback, and some people said, "Oh, it's just a young woman, dressed in really old clothing, maybe, she's just been a bit weird or what have you," but not when you see the thermal picture. But I'll get you to show the clip.
Okay. All right. Here's I'm on my thing. So okay. Which one was the clip that you wanted to show? Was it the first one?
I think that's.
Is it the one where it looks like a lady?
Down a little bit. I think you have to keep going.
No, that was last time. So.
Whoop.
That one.
Right, there it is. Yep.
Okay.
So this is slowed down, and she's actually closer than what she appears. And then I panicked after making eye contact with her, and then I turned me back for a few seconds there as I head towards that seat.
Wow. There she is right there.
That path that she's blocking is, I would always go up that path, because that's where I got some video of Big Harry. So I always sort of, at that stage, I was leaving the forest that way.
Mm-hmm.
So the clothes are a dead giveaway.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And as I said, I do have the full length video, but that's 5 minutes, so that's too long for here.
Yeah. Is this the same one or is this a different one?
Same one, yeah. If you can find yeah. If you can find the couple of screenshots, I just want to show the people watching the thermal. All of this happened in a matter of seconds, and I was just lucky enough, well, to just get the couple of pics to go with it. That's Big Harry.
Oh, okay. And that one's kind of slowed down too. So, but is it? Let me see. Is this it right
here? That's the second video for Big Harry.
Big Harry, okay.
There should be a couple of pictures fairly close to that.
There she is. There's the picture right there. Let me zoom that out.
Might be able to zoom in. She's actually carrying a bag.
Wow.
So you can see she's got that white face. And the thermal picture, it's not quite in focus because, I mean, I only had seconds to sort of, make a decision on about 3 or 4 things. That's through the lens. That's through the lens only. What I actually saw with my own eyes is the clothing was the same. I mean, it's very old. She looked like a young woman, long brown, straight hair.
Is that a dress she has on right there, bro?
They're sort of like canvas pants. Okay. I think it wasn't a skirt. It was more like, it almost looked like pants, to be honest, because she took a step towards me when she made eye contact with me. So, but what I actually got to see when she was standing there, like I said, she just looked like a quite attractive young woman in the maybe late 20s. She had her hands or arms down by her side.
Wow.
I almost stopped. I was going to say something, and then she looked up and made eye contact with me. And she had no pupils. Her eyes were just like a really sickly sort of silvery color. There was no pupils there. So that's when I just kept going, and I got to admit I did panic for a few seconds.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know what the heck to do. But the thermal picture will show you just a little bit more detail. You can bring that up.
Okay, I think it's the next one. I have a question for
you. That's it.
Somebody asked, did she say anything to you? Marquetta Jones asked,
no.
Did she say anything to you? No, there it is.
So, yeah, that's it. So that's what she looked like through the lens. But, like, as I said, what I got to see was quite different. But you can see there's, there's something's really wrong going on there. Right at the top of the picture, you'll have to, like I said, she's actually holding a bag. She has those 2 dark points on either side of her forehead are actually they're cut off horns.
Right here?
Yeah, there's one there and one right at the top of the picture, yeah. They're actually horns.
Yeah. Cut off horns. Wow. Dude, that's crazy.
And you can see the shape of the head there, whereas what I got to see with my own eyes is just a young woman. But quite different. The clothes were the same, but the actual face and the arms and what have you just looked fairly normal. But that's what you look like through the lens.
Wow. Man,
because as I said, I've had a few comments and people have said, it's probably just, some woman crazy, maybe whatever, leave her alone or whatever else. But, it's obviously, it's not just one of the locals doing something weird. It's, there's something,
Yeah. Hey, Brad, my good buddy, Steve Riley wants to know if the woods went quiet when you saw her like that. Did the forest go quiet or silent when you had this encounter with the witch?
Yeah, pretty much. As I was coming up to that point, It was just like it was just drizzling a little bit. And it was mainly just the noise of the rain hitting all the leaves. And I have this little whistle thing that I do that the cryptids respond to. So I was doing that, and just as I swung around in behind the tree, I noticed that she was there. So and it did go a little bit quiet, like I couldn't hear the rain anymore because it was quite noticeable. Sort of as it hits everything. But yeah, it sort of went quiet.
There it is, slow motion,
Yeah.
guys. There's a video slow motion.
Which is actually Android cameras push the subject back. You can see the dark shapes moving there. There's actually a couple of dogs sitting there on the corner.
Wow, that's crazy.
Oh,
I think this might be the original one. Oh, it's slowed down also.
I think there's a.
That's just right there. Boom. Pause.
If you go frame by frame with that, a member in the Cryptid group said the other day that it looks for a couple of seconds there, or for a second, it looks like she's got something like around her waist. It almost looks like hoops of some sort. It turns up, and there's something really large behind her, like almost sort of touching her back, as if kind of directing. I mean, I couldn't see that, so it only lasts for a few seconds there.
Wow. Hey, I got a question. Why does her face look so white? What do you think that might be? You think that might be her face, or do you think that might be a mask of some type?
I don't know, but it's consistent. That area there, she's always there. Since then, I've only gotten images. I've gotten a little bit of video, but it's like filming behind. She'll follow along, and I can always tell it's her because of that white, odd-looking sort of skull. So whether that's her actual face, or whether it's something like that there, that I get to see that almost every time I go in. Although she hasn't done the full physical manifestation thing that she did that on that afternoon. Because I mean I'm in the know now, so she knows I'm sort of looking out for her, which I am. I'm always very aware of it. So
do you think that's Brad? So do you think those are like some type of baggy pants? Is that what you're saying? Like an old 1920 pants that were just baggy in the bottom, and then
it didn't really look like a skirt. It kind of like it looked like what do they call them, like long shorts or something. But it just, I thought just for that split second when I first saw her, I thought maybe it was just someone coming from like some sort of party or something. But it just she was giving off a really really toxic energy, and then the eye contact. She's actually carrying something.
Yeah, tell the people what you think she's carrying there in that bag. Just like I
think quite a few people know this about the dogmen. They do keep trophies.
Yeah,
and I'm referring to severed heads, and witches do the same apparently. So and there is a bit of a bulge, and there's something in that bag.
Yeah, there's something big in there. There's something big in there. You can see it popping out right here, right there at the very top.
So keeping in mind, just from other intel that I've had and what have you, that they do keep trophies. First encounters or something rather like that. But it'd be a sure bet that what it is.
I was gonna say, do you think that might have been like something that pertained to her right there? See that stick right there?
Yeah.
Stick down on the bottom. But no, I don't think it is, because there's another one over here too, but like right there on the floor.
Okay.
So it might not be hers. It might just be part of the woods.
Yeah.
Wow. So that's a little trail. You can see that's a little trail going down there.
Yeah, normally that's the way I would go. It's not very steep, but it does go up, bit of an incline.
Wow.
And I would go up, and then sort of when you get to the top of that, turn right at the path, and then just follow it along. And then you're only about 5 minutes from the edge of the forest. Um, other locals have, I think she's given a couple of other locals a fright, but they described her as being more like an apparition, a female form apparition, whereas when she did that and I got that video, yeah, she just looked like, a young woman standing there. So, yeah, full 3D. And
Wow.
as I mentioned to you earlier, there has been one recorded instance of one male was found deceased in there, possibly two, but at least one. And yeah, cause of death was unknown. I tried to look into it a little bit, as I said to you, Carlito, but yeah, yeah. So one male found deceased,
Mm.
which makes me
Wow.
wonder whether or not he still had his head attached.
Right.
To be brutally honest,
Right.
so
Hey,
that's.
Lori's got a question. She says, "Do you think there's a connection between the witch and the dogs? You know how you said there was dogs back there?"
I, I think so. Well, they're coexisting until that member going back, nearly 4 years ago now. Until she brought it up, and she said, "Well, who's the woman that's standing with the dogs?" And it's interesting how I couldn't see it, because normally I can see things quite often other people can't, and then it'll come into focus. But no, I didn't notice her at first. Um, I've got that one picture of the big male yowie, and she's to his right. And that's pretty much about it. The rest of the images, she's actually with the dogs. So yeah. So what the connection is, well, we might never know. But obviously they interact for some reason. So
Right. Right. And you know what? Speaking on that, I remember you saying something that where there's a Bigfoot, there's a witch, or where there's a witch, there's a Bigfoot. There's some type of relation there,
yeah,
relationship or
it's
something there.
I mean, yeah, I mean, well, anyone
Can
that's watching, any other
Yeah.
researchers, what have you, if they know of anything,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I'd appreciate if they could send it through.
Mm-hmm.
If someone, like someone's views on it or what have you, but obviously, there's a bit of a symbiont thing going on there. I don't know, but I'm just going by what I get to see. So, which is the bulk of what I get anyway. It's just, what I get to
Right.
see personally. And as people are sort of mentioned about, how DM and BF fight and what have you. Well, there's no evidence of that here. I can only go by, what I'm seeing in southeast Queensland. But yeah, there's no evidence of that here. And actually, they quite a few of my images I've got there are basically, like one big happy family. But
Mm-hmm.
where the witch fits into it, I mean, I say witch, I mean forest lady. It's pretty much the same thing. She's a shape shifting, in my opinion, demonic entity. I mean, you have a look at that thermal picture. There's nothing, that's a demonic, entity, whatever, and she shapeshifts. So what the connection is, I don't know, unless someone can send a bit of intel through.
But I have a question from Al Sanarica. He says, "So do Yowies hang out with the witch?" I remember you mentioning something about that to me, Brad. That they do kind of like coexist
Yeah,
within the same area.
in the same, very very close. Um, the Bigfoot family, yeah, mum, dad. They've got four little ones, or three of them now are quite large. I've got a couple of pictures of those. They're about about 4.5 years old now.
Mm,
But the witch is always in that same. Well, their nest area would probably cover about an acre of the really heavy, dense, dark forest where there's no paths in, and they've chosen this area. And I would guess it'd be about an acre, probably even a bit bigger than that. But the witch is always in the same spot, like as in the video there. Uh,
uh-oh. Uh-oh, froze up again. It's all right. He'll be back in just a second. Kind of like what happened to you, Al, a little bit. But yeah, yeah, I remember him mentioning to me something about that. They coexist in the same areas a lot of
Yeah.
times. Yeah. Hey.
So, I mean, I am a little bit disappointed with the encounter, as special as it is, because I sort of thought back, oh, maybe I should have stopped. You know, I tried to get it to talk. But yeah, but safety first. It's only just me, and
Yeah.
she caught me completely by surprise. And yeah, I for a few seconds there, as I kept going towards that seat, I was yeah, I was worried. I was panicky because I thought of because they move so fast. If she's right behind me, I wasn't quite sure what I was going to do. But yeah, that if she does it again, I'm going to get her to talk. I mean, that would have to be a world first, wouldn't it?
Yeah, man, that'd be awesome if she could talk.
So, but yeah, I mean, I only had, like, as I said, just seconds to react, take pictures. Well, you know, I
Right.
mean, a couple of pics.
Right. No, and
But
you
the eyes really threw me.
yeah,
So,
and you did the right thing too, Brad, because getting out of that was smart because you never know what they might do to you, like some type of spell or something that that you
well,
can't really do
that's true.
anything.
Yeah.
You
And
know.
that's yeah. And as one of the few things I have heard about them is yeah, just whatever you do, don't let them touch you.
Hmm.
And that's why I turned me back, which I'm a bit surprised I did. But yeah, it was only for seconds, and then I turned around and she was gone. So
Hmm.
and I did wait a little bit, like X amount of seconds, and I thought, no, it's time to go.
Right.
But yeah, I just didn't want her getting too close because it is an unknown.
Right.
So
Exactly. Yeah.
yeah,
Don't
but
don't trust anything unknown because you don't know what they're capable of. I have a question for you from Al Sanariga. He says, could that be residual haunting? I don't know why that word's so hard for me to say. Residual. Could that be residual haunting? There it is. Brad, you're freezing up again, buddy.
when the conditions are right,
Uh huh.
it yeah. I mean, she chose that moment, and I think it's the 98% of the reason why she chose it is because the weather was right. So right energy levels.
Right.
Rainy, a little bit stormy, very dark, and all the rest of it. So it ticked all the boxes. So it probably would have taken a lot of energy for her to do that.
Right. Hey, Brad,
So
did you see the question I had for you from Al Sanariga? Says, could that be a residual haunting?
um, possibly. I haven't been able to get, apart from just those two altercations with the
Mm-hmm.
locals here. There's no legends that go with it. There wasn't like there's an old farmhouse in there that 100 years ago that burnt down or anything. There's really virtually not much to go on, except
Mm-hmm.
for I did hear about those couple of like I said, those couple of altercations, and then what I was getting through the lens, and then a couple of sightings, and then when I got that video. But um, yeah, I don't. I really don't know what the history is of the forest. So it's at the base of a mountain range anyway, and then the forest keeps as you go further back up the range. It's about 16 hectares, and then there's more of it as you go back up the mountain range. But yeah, I don't. Quite possibly. Perhaps it's a young woman that passed away in there a long, long time ago. I really don't have any info to go on. Not
Mm-hmm.
much.
Mm-hmm.
So if it's safe to do so, and when she does do it again, and she will, because I keep pushing it anyway. Like I said, I'll ask anything as long as we'll see if she talks. If she doesn't talk, I'll just have to. I don't know. I'll just work it out at the time, sort of thing. But anyway.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right.
But but it anything like that is difficult to go through, and I've had some serious paranormal encounters before. Well, one of them was life threatening, and even just as brief as it was, the energy she was giving off and what have you, I was rattled for at least a week afterwards. Very unsettled. So,
Yeah.
but anyway,
I bet.
yeah. So we'll see what happens. It's ongoing, and I know people are sweating on a second close encounter.
Right.
And I am as well, but she'll wait till I'm really distracted with something, and then she'll just go bang, and then she'll just be there.
Right. Hey.
That's reading between the lines.
Right.
Yeah, they're very.
Right. Hey. So. Okay. Well, now moving on to Big Harry. After
Yeah,
the witch. What can you tell us about Big Harry? Like, what have you had any new sightings with Big Harry recently? Or, I mean, I
he's
got the
pretty much.
pictures here already and videos. We can
Yeah,
talk about those, but
I didn't get to see him last Sunday, but the previous Sunday, that's those pictures I sent you,
hmm
and I think Laurie's asked a question. Um, he's probably. I mean, I basically call him, the boss of the forest.
hmm
He's usually, as I come down through the picnic area and just at the edge of the forest, 9 times out of 10, he'll be waiting. And he always sits at a certain spot just inside the forest line there. And so he's the most dominant one and the female dogman. But yeah, I didn't see him years ago. Probably took about the third trip in, and I got I got a couple of images. They were pretty much cloaked though
hmm
of him, and then it just sort of progressed from there. I missed Laurie's question.
Oh, um,
Sorry.
yeah, no, it's okay. I don't really, I can't find it. There
There's
it is.
Teresa. She's
Big
followed me home.
boy.
I think she
Yeah.
did. Yeah, she moved in with me years ago, but she's gone. I'm referring to my ex. She was pretty
Oh.
demonic.
Okay. Hey, so Big Harry, is that a male or a female? That's male, right? Big Harry.
Male.
She's a
Yeah,
female.
male. Yeah.
Oh,
Their
male,
their
male.
Aboriginal name here is Yowie, or they get called hairy people.
Right. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But if people can people watching, if you what he looks like, I mean, they're all different individuals with slight differences and what have you.
Mm-hmm.
Mum's only like about 6'1", and she's quite reserved, and I've only got a few images of her. But he's quite well because of his size. I mean, he'd be pushing towards 8 feet. He looks like a
Mm-hmm.
big silverback, but without the stomach. So he's pushing 8 feet. He has no neck, and he's absolutely massive. So I've got
Is this?
two videos here. One is correct distance at normal speed, and
Mm-hmm.
you'll see him towards the top left-hand corner. And the other one is, uh, once again, there's more video that goes with that, but these are just short clips. So you can see him up the top there.
Okay. Is this one video of Big Harry right here?
Yeah,
Up here somewhere?
yeah, that's him there. Yeah.
Okay.
The other one is cropped in and slowed right down.
Okay.
Yeah, that one. And he kind of looks like a big lion. He's got a massive head. Yeah, you can see him just there.
Right here.
And unfortunately, that leaf gets in the road.
Yeah, it's right here.
um,
That leaf is right in
but
the way.
he freezes because I spun around and I got that. And just as I walk off, he turns his head and follows me. You'll see him turn. There you go.
Wow.
So I was pretty lucky. I mean, it's in the full, it's the full sun's out, and I got that. But he is pretty careful. So yeah, he actually sat down there, which is a pretty common thing that they do. They sit down to break up their profile. But he is so big, eh? And yes, he stinks. To be precise, he smells of urine and feces.
Urine and feces. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What about this one right here, Brad? Oh, that's the which one again? Okay.
Yeah. So that's the two videos. I have got
Search
another
right here.
video of him.
Right.
There are a few other cryptids with him, and it's they basically just sort of sit still, but you can still see movement. And there's a few pictures there of him.
Alrighty,
It should be fairly close to the video clips.
Yeah, let me look for those. Over here, if I'm not mistaken.
What the heck was that?
that was your profile picture.
Yeah, that's one from last Sunday, but yeah, it's an unknown, that one. But no, he's
Wait. No, I'm going backwards.
Oh, that's a close up of the witch.
That's a close up of the witch.
She looks like an old lady there.
Yes, she does.
And that thing that she's got on her forehead, it kind of looks like I don't know, it's raised up, and it's always it looks like it's got a light, so it's kind of like a big mole or a big wart or something. I don't know what it is. You ever see that on a forehead?
It could
See
be
that,
a
and then you got
wart.
the white light
right
in the middle of it. Yeah. That's actually sitting up like a good half an inch or an inch above her forehead. Once again, that's unknown. You can see she kind of looks like she's got no teeth there, but anyway, you can see her chin, mouth, and all the rest of it. What that is on her forehead, I don't know. But every image that I've got, with the exception of that video, she has that thing on her forehead. Unknown.
Wow. Could be like a big wart, huh? I mean, they're known for having warts, so I mean, normally like it's on their nose or whatever, but it could be somewhere else. Like in this case, it's.
That's what it looks like.
Yeah, and it does look like an old lady face, man. Look, you can see the cheekbone, you can see the chin.
So that's one of her images anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I say shape shifting, because she changes her image. Yeah, that's.
Which was this
that's my last picture I got of Harrier. There's a couple there.
Is this the ones you recently sent me, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's from nearly 2. Yeah, it's from 2 weeks ago. Okay. But you can see, I've just taken out the foliage around.
I see his mouth.
You can see his huge big lips there.
Mm-hmm.
And his nose. Right, and he's got his hand. I like how I got his. That would be his right hand, and you can see his fingers. Yeah, right, and you can see the fingernails. Yeah. He's got his right hand resting on something there. There is a pulled back picture, and that's he followed me to the edge of the forest, and yeah, that's the same one, just with a different filter over it. Just brightens it up a little bit. You can see his eyes, and ours have ears. Mm-hmm. They have sort of elf-like looking ears, I guess would be a good description.
Is this him down here? I can't see a face right here. Or is it up here?
Yeah, you quite often get that. You'll get like other little faces sort of overlapping and what have you.
There's the mouth. There's the mouth. There it is. There's the mouth.
You can see his eyes and his eyelids there. The top eyelids up above his nose.
Right here?
Yeah, they're the eyelids.
Yeah. That's the nose. Yeah.
The other little faces there, I know they do carry their young, same as like a gorilla would do. Mm-hmm. And quite often it's probably just when they're using energy like that, other little entities jump in because they feed off the energy. So that's why you get like overlapping, or quite often you'll get like a totem pole effect. But there is another picture there, Carlito, where it's like correct distance from me.
Mm-hmm. Is that the next one? This one?
No, that's just something weird going on with the camera there. Bit of lens glare and something or other else. Yeah,
I remember that little blue thing. Right there. It looks like a little blue
there is lens flare or lens glare in there, but there's something else weird going on.
But so that's not it. This is.
Not yeah, that's it. I've just got one with an arrow, but you can see where those lights are. There's my shoulder. So that's my right shoulder. And then just down where your little arrow is, there's a couple of lights, and if you go up to the next one following the tree, that's how far he came. Wow. And that's the cropped out image that you were just showing. So that's the edge of the forest, basically. It thins right out there. There's just trees with big gaps.
Mm-hmm. Okay, okay, okay.
You might be able to zoom in on it, and that way, yeah, it's been a bit tricky for you, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. So that top bit. So if you can swing it over, yeah, and then keep bringing it up, and then you'll see him. He's just right beside the
Oh,
tree there.
I see him right here. Here's his mouth again.
Yeah.
That's his mouth.
What that little bit of
That's his
lighting is, I
nose.
don't know, because it was basically on dark. That's when they start getting really active. Anywhere from about 4 to 5 ish here onwards, the
Well,
sun
you
gets
know,
down behind.
Brad, it looks like that's the top of his head right there, and it looks like it's kind of
It
combed a
is.
little bit, and you can see
Yeah,
the light
he's got that.
behind him.
You got that distinct sort of cone-shaped head. But as I said, he's got no neck, and he has that silverback, big flat-looking silverback looking face.
Yeah, and
The
this
difference
looks.
is the difference is ours have the pointy ears, which I used to get confused with years ago. So we're because the DM have got those really they look like Doberman pinchers. Some of them with their cropped ears. But yeah, that's him, and there's a fairly deep ravine in behind him, and he uses that as a walkway. But yeah, you can see his face there.
Here, I
But
sent
yeah,
it.
he's a big boy. I mean, he's just a massive unit.
Yeah, I sent it. I sent it the picture right there to right in the middle where everybody
Yeah.
can see it.
But yeah,
Right there.
you can still see him pretty good there anyway.
That's his.
So
That's his nose right there. That's his
yep.
lips, and that's his eyebrow right there. Those two are his eyebrows.
Yeah, he's sort of eyebrows, and then you can see his eyelids underneath it.
So he's kind of turning like this a little bit, like 3/4 way.
Yeah, he sits on a slight angle, just watching me go up the path. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, they get bored very, very easily. If you get a little bit repetitive, they sort of switch off.
Mm-hmm.
So I just mix it up and just sort of play silly buggers. Like I'll pretend to pick stuff up, I'll throw things. Sounds pretty lame. I've got a light that you have like when you're on your push bike, and it changes colours and flashes. One of them lights you can wear on your head. And sometimes I'll take that and it'll flash green, flash red, and do different patterns and what have you. Anything different, they love it. It sucks them in every time.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's pretty impressive. I'm glad I got the hand in there. And when you back the contrast right off and darken him up, his fingernails look like they're glowing.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean everything else starts to go dark, and they've got that funny grey looking skin, but his fingernails just get brighter and brighter. So
This is his fingernails right here, y'all.
yeah, there's one,
Right.
2, 3.
And this is his fingers right here. Boom, boom,
Yeah,
boom.
just sort of bent over. He's got his hand over something there.
Yeah, kind of like a log or something. It might be, or a tree
There's a bit of
stump
branch
or
sticking out.
something. Yeah. And that's his mouth. That's his nose. That's his eyes. That's his eyebrows.
You can see his little ears sticking out there to the right of the picture.
Oh yeah, this one
Just down below.
right here.
Yeah, that bit there. Yeah.
That's pretty cool, man. That's awesome. Wow, man. These pictures are so detailed, like so close up like that. Wow.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that.
And this is the best picture because you enhanced it, right? Like the coloring and all that, right? You enhanced it better, so you can see more detail.
I've just brightened it up a little.
Right.
And some people have said in the past, oh, why is it blurry? And I said, because I've taken out the foliage, just in the editor, because people don't want to look at leaves. They just want to look at they want to look at the cryptid. So, and it just sort of, it just brings him out a little bit more. Well, that's probably about my second best picture. I have got an older one of him. I didn't send that through to you.
Mm-hmm.
He was sitting down in the long grass, a different area, but the picture's that clear. He actually has bags under his eyes.
Wow.
So very similar to us.
Yeah, because this picture right here, Brad, is better than this one. You see, that's the same picture, but
It is, yeah.
This other one is a lot more contrast or something, where you can see a lot more detail, right? This one.
I think that's pretty amazing, really.
Hey, what's up, Brian? My buddy Brian's back in here. He's old AUSTRAILIA's partner in crime.
Okay.
So, yeah, this is the mouth. Brian and Anthony that just joined not too long ago. This is the mouth. This is the nose. This is the eyebrow. That's his whole face behind the trees, of course, so the
Yeah.
leaves. This is his hand. Those are his fingers. He's grabbing onto like a tree stump or something, like tree
Whoops.
branch, broken off tree branch or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, and those are his fingernails right here. Wow, that's
So
cool.
yeah, and with those two video clips, as I said, I spun around. I knew he was there, and I just quickly turned and just hoped for the best, and that was the bit of footage I got.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, actually, yeah, he sits down, which is quite a common trait anywhere around the globe. They either freeze or they'll sit, which
Right.
is a real sort of primate sort of thing anyway.
Yeah.
And he has curly hair, which gives him that real, like in the video clip, a couple of people have said he kind of looks like a big lion with a mane. I said,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, well, he does because he's got curly hair and it just sort of sticks up everywhere. So,
Right.
mum looks like she's got an afro. I even left a couple of brushes for her at one trip in, and it all goes.
Mm-hmm. I got a question from my buddy Brian. He says, "What type of camera are you using? Video or just images?" I think it's both, right?
I'm using both. Well, I've got a Google Pixel, the latest one, so the resolution of that goes up to 4K. I do like that because that one I mainly use that one because you can be doing filming and then
Mm-hmm.
you can take pictures at the same time. So yeah, so when things are happening fast, which is nearly every time, yeah, um,
That's for anybody that just joined in not too long ago. Brian and Anthony. This is the witch face right here. Close up of the witch face. That's her chin. That's her mouth, nose, cheeks. I don't know why this cheek looks swollen for some reason. Dark eyes you can't see. And that looks like some type of wart or something on her forehead.
yeah, I an image I got of her out near you remember this word? There's a huge billabong in there, and
Yeah.
in the swampy area. It's about the
Mm-hmm.
size of an Olympic swimming pool, but there's
Yeah.
a swamp. There's a swamp in and around it.
Mm-hmm.
I'd sort of gotten yeah. I got there, got to the billabong, and I went to turn around, and there's a little like a little bridge, and I could see her to the right of the path, and she was crouched down beside a tree. So I got a couple of pics and I went to the right and I thought, there's no way I'm going down there with that sitting there because it's fairly closed in. So, but in that picture, she had the same thing on her forehead. So it's, and even though it was in the full sunlight, it was still glowing like it's got its own light. So, whether that's a controlling device, I mean, you could only speculate. So, but she has it consistently. But she has about 3 different forms that she takes on.
That's the video slowed down of the witch right there, Brian and Anthony. She's walking this way. Man, that's awesome.
Well, I think the best picture is the thermal. That's quite a
Yeah.
disturbing image. That one.
Right. Yes, it is. Let's see if I can
If you can get back to that one, maybe.
pull it. Yeah. There it is. Okay. So that's the real life still or image or picture, whatever you want to call it, of the witch, guys. Again, whoever missed it, there she is. She's walking towards him. She had something in her bag. There's like she's carrying a bag. That's her
Yep.
face. I'm thinking it looks really white for some reason, but arms and hands and some type of dress or pants, baggy pants, something like that. She's got the black shoes on, And
Very old clothing, very old. It just sort of looked like she'd real sort of colonial looking, I guess, or even older. So, but as I said earlier, that's through the lens only. That's not what I saw with the naked eye.
And this is the thermal image.
So yeah, she's quite a demonic looking character. You just have to, yeah.
Wow, that does look like a scary face right there, man. Honestly. Oh, and then tell them about the horns. She's got like cut off horns up here.
Well, they look cut off. If they're not cut off, they're just fairly small, but you can just see them at the top of the image there. So yeah,
these are the cut off horns right here.
Yeah, just got enough of it in.
And that one. She's got a funny looking face, man. Like almost doggish or horseish.
You know it's not a normal looking skull, is it?
No, that's not a normal skull, man. That almost looks like that almost looks like a canine skull on her or something.
Yeah. So that's one of her forms anyway. But yeah, she's nearly always there.
Yeah, and her eyes are black. Yeah, you're right, Marquetta. She says her eyes are definitely black. Yeah, you see her eyes right here, black.
Yeah.
Black. Wow. This is the thermal image. She looks so normal on the regular image, though. You know what I mean? And then the thermal image, she looks like a demon of some type, dude. Like, something scary.
It is a bit, isn't it?
Yeah, she got them horns right there. Small horns or cut off horns, like you said. Wow. Yeah, goatish. Yeah, kind of looks like a goat. Her head. Al Santa said that she looks kind of like a goat head. She's
not of good character.
No,
I'm very energy sensitive, and I pick up on stuff that others don't and can't. And her energy is just toxic.
Yeah, she's definitely not friendly. She's definitely not friendly.
So that's why people have sort of said, "Oh, how do you really know it's a witch?" I'm like, well, everything about it is just nasty.
Yeah.
So she's a forest lady. So it's a sure bet that's why I say witch.
Right. And which was the one you said with the dog man? You said you had a picture with the dog man, right?
That's the last two that I sent you. Like I said, between the weather and they do act like what you get over in the States, like timber wolves, and they have their territory and they keep moving around. Well, these guys take between about 4 and 6 weeks. They go back up the mountain range and they turn around and come back again because they need their meat.
You know what? He kind of looks like. Did you ever watch that movie Harry and the Hendersons?
With back in the 80s, 1988, it came out here. Yeah, that's why I call him Harry.
Yeah, okay. He looks like him. Look, he's got his mouth like protruding out a little bit, kind of like a little pouchy snout or something.
And that's
kind of like the Simpsons.
Yeah,
and that's what he looks like. He looks like Harry and the Hendersons. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I just got to adjust myself. Okay. But no, exactly. That's where I got the name from because when you have a look at that suit that they use for the movie, the face is very, very similar. Oh yeah, there's that one. It's just an arrow. You can see my shoulder there in the corner, and just pointing towards him, and
Oh yeah, there's a shoulder right there.
But
so that's like the actual distance he was from you.
That's correct distance. That he followed me. He was. I mean, when I was on the path, there's a path that goes around to the left there. I mean, he was closer, but then he wouldn't come any further, and I'm just going up the path there, just sort of playing silly buggers with him.
Right.
So
what about this?
That's an unknown one. That one. I'd taken on dark. It's looking between the trees at me. I suspect that could be her, but you can see the eyes. I mean, that's pretty. I mean, it looks humanoid, but that's pretty evil looking too. There's a second face there, but I'm not quite sure what it is.
Over here, yeah.
Yeah, but that.
Looking.
Once again, I mean,
I'm sorry. There's a little bit of delay, guys. That's why it sounds like we're talking on top of each other, but there's a little bit of delay because he is in Australia all the way around the world. But it looks like it's got a little bit of white hair right here, and this one does too.
Yeah, But I mean, the face is very clear. I mean, just look at the eyes. I mean, it looks like something out of one of the Evil Dead movies.
Yeah. Wow. That's creepy.
It's a very active forest, and I mean, I'm just preoccupied with getting the images and the video, but I probably should
Right.
look into the history of that area and it might clear up a few things. You know, why
Yeah.
is it so active? I mean, there's definitely a portal in there
Uh-huh.
and there's like a constant stream of traffic of cryptids coming and going, coming and going. You've got the ones that stay there all the time.
What is
And
this?
yeah, that's once again, I've taken the foliage out. But there's some of the juvies. They're
Oh,
about 4.5 years old, and the one that sticks out for me is the one on the right. He's got this really huge nose happening.
this one?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've got a few pictures of him now, and he's always got that exaggerated nose. So it's almost like he's had a bit of a whack in the face or something. But
Hmm.
yeah, but they're about 4.5. They're probably they'd be getting close to my height. I'm only about 5'11",
Wow.
5'10" and a half, 5'11", but they're about 4.5 years old now. When I first saw them, they only looked like little baby chimps,
Right. Wow. What about this one? What is this one?
and that's
Looks like
just a
a.
headshot of Harry watching me on the path.
Oh, okay. Hey, so what was that video that you said it was like a total of 5 minutes, and that you could just post it on my group. That way, if people want to see the whole 5 minutes, they can see it.
Yeah, the
What
actual
what was that?
that was of the witch. Those two clips are like in the dying seconds of it.
Oh, okay, right,
Um, but the full length goes for about 5 minutes, I think it is, or 4 minutes and about 52 seconds, or something rather like that.
right.
But yeah, I'll send that through to your group.
Yeah, yeah. Please,
It's
please
just
send it
sort of
to the group. That
showing what I mean. When I pressed record, that's when I got the message. It's time to go. I was picking up on her energy, and it just didn't feel safe at all. So I thought, well, I thought, yeah, I'm out of here.
right.
So yeah, but it will take a little while to load up. And that's I'm standing on a wooden walkway through the swamp there, and it's probably about
Oh, is
say
this the
three
same
feet.
picture, but it's further away? Because I see them right there. Right? Is that what it is? It's the same picture, but they're further away, right? These guys right here. Brad, are you there? Oh, did you freeze up? Wow, that's pretty cool, man. That's the same picture, but this is like the actual distance or whatever. That's cool. And this is the close-up picture. Where's that? Where's that? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Oh man, lost it. Oh, that's the evil looking thing. That to me, that looks kind of like one of those. How do you say it? Like from the Lord of the Rings, those bad guys. What are they called? Trolls or whatever. Uh, Whatever they're called. It looks like that. It's got those ugly, evil looking eyes right there. That's crazy. Hmm. There it is. That's the closer picture. That's the closer picture of this right here. It's there. They're still right here, but that's like the right distance. Wow. Well, I don't know if we lost Brad there, but I'm hoping he comes back within the next few seconds or so. Not, we're just gonna have to. What's that? There's that bench. Something right there. With the arrow pointing at it. What does that look like to you guys? What do y'all think that might be? I'm I'm going with dog man. I don't know. What do y'all think? I think that might be like a dog man. Because he sent me two pictures. I think these are the last two pictures he sent me. Dogman, yeah, that's the other one he wanted to show me, which is. Let me see. 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 You can see the snout right there. There's Brad. He's coming back. All right. Yeah. There he is.
Sorry about that.
No, it's okay, Brad. I was just kind of looking around the next few pictures. So, well, if
Me,
you don't come back, and I'll show
yeah,
it to him. So, yeah,
yeah.
that's the witch. And then I was on this one right here on that. The one with the bench.
That's me
It's
last
awesome.
pretty good. No, not me last image, but that's me last sort of better image of a big dog man. Yeah, sorry,
Yeah.
me device is getting a bit hot and it cut the internet off.
Yeah, okay. Okay, yeah, that's what I figured. Something went wrong with your internet. But I was hoping
Yeah,
you'd come back. If not, I was just going to have to finish the show
I just
here
had to
in about.
quickly shut it all down. But yeah,
Yeah.
it sent me a warning saying it was getting a bit warm and it just shut it off.
Okay.
So yeah, that's where the witch encounter was. It's around to the right of that screen. You can see he's got his head sticking out. That's
Wow.
the same green seat, and I'm looking straight at him.
So,
So
so, so the witch was over here on this side, right?
yes, just right there. There's
Right.
that's the path that goes up the hill.
Uh huh.
And then when you see me walk away in the witch clip, I'm heading towards that same seat.
Right.
But anyway, that's him there, and I did you can see his big snout.
Yep. Yeah.
Um, I,
Here's the
I did get a
snout.
couple of
This the snout right here. Looks like
up bit higher.
higher.
Yep,
Oh, is this the snout?
just above the arrow where you are.
Because I kind of see this snout right here, like kind of like a Doberman pincherish snout. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Oh well, there's they're rarely alone anyway. So quite often you'll see, like I said, other faces in there, and um,
Right.
they carry their pups on their shoulder. Um,
Wow.
I did a really good 3D image of that, of one with the pup on the shoulder. So yeah, quite often you'll see another little dog-like face in there as well. And I did a cropped out picture of that. It should be right beside that.
Wow. Yeah.
I mean, last Sunday, I did get a couple of images of Mum DM, but yeah, like I said, they're on the move because they're looking for everything's meat with them, and the weather's all wrong. So, but I
Hmm.
did get that a couple of weeks ago, so that's all right. But there's another. I did another cropped in picture of that one. It should be there.
Yeah. Yeah. Right next to it. Yeah. Let me show it right here. This one.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. Let me zoom in on it. Okay. Yeah. Oh, okay. So you put those red dots as reference for the eyes,
Yeah,
and then the snout
yeah.
right here.
Uh,
Right.
I don't always do it. I mean, because quite often I can get the eye shine anyway. But some people like that. They just so it helps them, figure the picture out.
Right. Right. Right.
But I mean, even though they're pretty clear. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, there's another little face to the left of him. You can see another bit of a nose. It looks like
Oh, right here.
they tend to when they do that. Quite often others will just jump straight in with them. And
Oh,
like I said,
wow.
and
Really?
that's where you get the overlapping effect from.
Mm-hmm. Because they're right next to them, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think you got to see that picture I did. The adult, and there's a pup on the left shoulder, or is it left or right shoulder? But it doesn't matter anyway. And I converted it into 3D, and yeah, it's a magic picture. So it doesn't surprise me that that they move around like on the adult, but that one on that day, it was on the shoulder. So
Mm-hmm.
oh, thank you for that interesting image.
Yes.
So like I said, just this sort of overall with the forest, there has to be a portal there because of the traffic that moves through. The main cryptids that are always there are one, well, I don't know, you couldn't call her a cryptid, but anyway, the witch, the Bigfoot family, so it's mum, dad, four little ones, and the DM pack.
Mm-hmm.
The biggest male is like Harry, pushing towards 8 feet, but he's pretty standoffish. Um, and pretty damn scary too. Then the second biggest one that's always with the female, he's always like right behind her. He'd be about 6'7" in height. But they move around, and then she's had 3 or 4 pups that I can see. Those individuals are always there, except for the dogs because they move around, as I said. But and then you've got all these other weird, a few other things I've seen with my own eyes out of my peripheral vision. I haven't got a clue what they are. But yeah, so it's a very, very busy, haunted little forest.
Yes, it is. I bet you got fairies in there and all kinds of other stuff, man. That gnomes.
Yeah, I haven't noticed any for a while now, but I did get a couple of good pictures. And
little people. You said there's little people in there, right?
Yeah. I find them just as exciting, if not more so, because they're like, these tiny little people and they get around. But when you see them with the naked eye, they kind of almost look like a little butterfly or something, but their movement is very distinct. Whereas an insect is sort of random and they flutter around, or like a moth and they're slow. These guys are lightning fast and they're very precise. Like they move in straight lines, so just up, down, bang, zip, zip, zip. They have a distinct movement to them. So that's when to just point the camera, even though it might look like a funny looking bug, but their movement's all different. And and that's your little people, your little what do they call them? Elementals.
Right. Well, you showed me pictures where it actually looks like they have a little house, and you can see the little people like outside the house and stuff like that. I mean, do you have like more pictures of that? Not right now, but I'm saying like maybe in the future we can come back and do another show.
I've got a few, but
on little people.
Yeah, I've got a few. I'll have to look back in my gallery and find them. I haven't got much of late because I've just been preoccupied with trying to, provoke the witch into a second encounter. But she's a bit smart for that. And just trying to get images. As the question, how much interaction have you had with the witch?
Yes, that right there. That's what I was going to ask you next.
Since that really big one, only just sort of sporadic sort of stuff at a distance, and mainly she just follows, but she keeps a certain distance. So I'm pretty much only seeing her through the lens. When she thinks I'm distracted, she'll follow along. So yeah, but I mean, as you've seen with the thermal and the video clips, it's safety first with her. So I'm always ready to move quickly when I'm at the gifting tree. It's in a really dark area, and just keeping in mind that if she blocks the path, there's usually only one way to go. So, but yeah, no, she hasn't come too close of late.
What was it? Okay, yeah. My good friend Voltron76 just came in. Yeah, look, this is the Dogman face close up with red eyes as reference.
Yes.
So you can make out the face better. Whatever. This is his snout. That's his face. And the other picture is where this is a close up, blown up picture, blurred out all around the face, so you can focus more in the face. And this is the picture where he actually got it from, which is the regular.
They are turned around.
Far away,
and they have a apart from their signature, that the dogs have a distinct smell.
Right.
So they can only get so close, and then their smell gives them away. And if you can't see them,
that's a huge. That's a huge snout, man. Look at that.
It's big. Like I said, the biggest male, he'd be about 350 pounds, because keeping in mind they taper down the waist, unlike Harry being like a massive, brick. I won't say the word, outhouse. But yeah, they taper down with the wider shoulders and they taper down narrow waist. But he'd be pushing towards 8 feet easy. And I say 8 feet because the best I can do is just use the trees like. And then like a little bit later, I'll go back and then just sort of just judge the height. But that's a big individual. So yeah.
Right. Well, I don't know if you heard this before, Brad, but over here in the States, the Bigfoot are actually bigger than the ones over there where you're at, because the Bigfoots here, they're like anywhere from 8 foot to like 15 foot. You know what I mean? 8 being the smallest, and like
Yeah,
15 foot being the like the biggest. So I mean, yours is
yeah.
pretty small
Um,
compared to the ones over
supposedly,
there.
researcher, moderator, Adam Allen, he's down in Newcastle, New South Wales.
Hmm.
He's got some pretty good pictures of a big male where he goes a mountain that's not a mountain range. And he estimates that this male is over 10 feet. So he's over 10 feet, nearly, about 11 feet in height. Um, yeah, so I think it just depends on the environment, what continent you're on, because they're different individuals. Uh, this latest comment, the snout it's almost like alligator, yeah.
Hmm.
But the DM are quite individuals as well. Some look like German shepherds. Some have almost got that Doberman Pinscher look with the really, cropped
Yeah.
ears.
Hmm.
Mum
And
DM,
the long snout.
yeah, Mum DM. She's a little bit taller than me, but she looks like one of our dogs that we got here. They use them for like herding sheep and that border collie.
Hmm.
She's got that white snout with the stripe up between the eyes.
You know
Yeah,
what?
that's one of my favourites. So
These
that
right
that gives you.
this right here, they look more like gnomish. What, or
They do, don't
ghoulish?
they? They have
Yeah.
their faces are kind of, they look like a mask, and
What's the
they're like
name?
a pale grey colour.
Yeah. What's the name of those things on Lord of the Rings? Those bad guys, those little monster looking guys. What are they called?
The
Orcs.
orcs,
Orcs.
the
Yeah.
orcs, yeah,
That's what that looks like right there.
a bit,
It, it looks like a bunch of them, like one right here, one back here, one right here, one back here,
yeah.
one over here somewhere. Yep.
They did have four, so I'm guessing they're probably all still there. Yeah, that's one of my favourites. It looks pretty yeah, it looks pretty good in 3D too.
Yeah, that's nice. I like that.
So
Let me
I,
grab some.
from Laurie,
Yeah,
you
because
found the little cryptid that was spotted on.
yeah, my good buddy.
Yeah, oh,
Well,
that's going back years ago when yeah, I call him Big Laurie. He knows why. Because
yeah,
he's like about 6'7" or something.
right.
Um, yeah, Laurie actually got me started many years ago. He sort
Miniature
of, yeah,
Yowie.
because I was getting these pictures and I didn't have a Facebook group or anything like that back then. So,
Oh,
but yeah, so yeah, that was that was the first video I got, and that was out at the mountains here, Glasshouse Mountains they're called. And Laurie was with me on that day.
yep.
Um, and yeah, I can't pronounce it. We have three different kinds here with the Yowie. Jundidi. That's Aboriginal, and they are, yeah, miniature Yowie. They're only like 4 feet at best, and they like mountains and rocky outcrops and what have you.
Is she talking about these right
Um,
here? These right here, the little ones?
yeah, no, they're the juvenile Yowie, but we have three different
Uh,
kinds. We've got that real little one that Laurie's mentioning there.
uh-huh.
They're quite dangerous, those ones, even though they're only little.
Wow.
And then we have another sort that's about human height, average.
Mm-hmm.
They got a bit more of a nose happening, like a bit more of a pointed nose, and then you got the really big, heavy set ones,
Hey,
like what Harry is.
this one right here really looks like an orc. I'm sorry, but that looks like an orc. That looks evil, man. That looks. You can see the
It does.
yellow eyes and the ridges, and
It
looks like
does.
white
Yeah.
hair. Yeah, that's crazy right there, man.
Because I'm a Lord of the Rings fan, so yeah, to be really
Yeah, me
precise,
too. Yeah, I'm a big
yeah,
fan
I
too.
love it. It doesn't get any better. It
Yeah,
looks like one of the Mordor orcs, the smaller ones,
yeah, the small ones. Yeah,
and they've got those really sort of bug eyes happening.
yeah, bug eyes, and they got the long nose, and they got like the ugly ridges above their eyes, right?
Gross. All
Yeah.
right.
Oh, I was gonna say real quick, Brad. I'm scrolling back through the pictures because my good buddy Voltron 76 just showed up, and you know, he works late sometimes, so you know he gets till like
That's cool.
end till
Yeah,
like the end of the show or whatever. But yeah, I was just kind of
yeah,
scrolling through him real quick just so he could see him. You know what I mean?
yep.
And give him an
I'll
explanation. That's that
I
live.
got it.
I want him to see that witch video real quick, but this
Yeah,
is
I've got to go and spend a penny soon.
yeah. This is a close up picture, Voltron, of a Yowie right here. Here's his face, and this is like contrasted. He brought out the color and everything so you can see it better. This is his mouth right here, and this is his nose, and this is his eyes. That's his ear, you know, his ridge, eye ridges, whatever. And he's got that little snubby mouth, snout, whatever thingy, like Harry from Harry and the Hendersons. If you can see that.
All like Homer Simpson.
Right there, yeah, or like Homer Simpson, exactly. There you go.
Yeah.
that bulgy little mouth like that, you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, and then right here is some type of like a tree, and like a broken
Yep.
tree,
Broken
tree limb, and he's got his hand right here. You can see his hand; those are his fingers, and these three are his fingernails. Boom, they're just shining.
Hmm.
Right.
And yeah, and we've got the couple of quick clips of him.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We got the clips of him.
The video clips there.
That's a better reference with the eyes and everything. But
yep.
Yeah, and this is the. Is this the one? No, that's the one with the witch. Okay, look, that's the witch right there.
Mm-hmm.
Right there. But let me go to the. Where's the clips with him in there? Here they go. I think it's these two right here. Yeah,
it's a bit sensitive.
Yeah. No, that's the slowed down version of it. So it's this one. No. Oh, no,
You want the one in real time?
So it's this one then. It's got to be this one. There it is.
There we go.
He's up here, like on the top left corner, right there.
It looks like a black line sitting there.
Yeah. See where I put my arrow? That's where that big Yowie is. He calls him Harry, from Harry and the Hendersons. This one right here. And I'm gonna put the slow down version for you, which is this one. Slow down.
And I've cropped it in. Yeah, to try to focus on him. So yeah.
He's right here.
You see his head's tilted. Yeah, he's sat his big backside down really quickly as I spun around.
That damn leaves in the way too.
Yeah, I know. Wish I could get rid of it somehow. But anyway, as it ticks over frame by frame, it moves out of the road there for
Yeah, I've seen it move. Mm-hmm.
But he moves his head so that he sort of freezes, and just as I go to walk off, he looks to his right.
Yeah. He freezes until he sees you walk off. That's when he moves. Yeah. And this is the one with the witch.
Yep.
This is the regular one with the witch. He's walking slow, and that witch is walking towards him right there. No, that's the slow down one, I think.
You can see the dark shadows moving there. That's DM.
Yeah. Oh, there's that bench you were talking about. That's that bench you were talking about. Mm-hmm.
And then the picture of the really big dog is I'm on the other side of that.
On the left side, yeah, on the left side. There's the witch right there. Wow, that's crazy, man. That's cool. That's awesome. We could get the witch on film, on recording, on video.
So that's awesome. So that's pretty good. To actually have the video.
Yes.
I do have more video, and I do have like the full versions, especially of the witch, because I mean it's a copyright thing as well, because I've had quite a bit of my stuff stolen, but it hasn't worked out for the people that have stolen, like the pictures and what have you, because everyone knows my stuff over in the States anyway. So in keeping the original video, well, it's just a copyright thing as well. So Voltron, is that Voltron? Voltron sent me this.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for that. I'm
Yeah,
too busy
man.
looking at what you're showing, and I'm missing some of the comments. But yeah, anyway, yeah, glad they like. So
Mhm.
I
Yeah,
mentioned
they
earlier about
like.
the portals in the area.
Do you feel that some of these beings are not necessarily
Interdimensional. Oh
Sasquatch?
yeah. Um, I have got a couple of pictures. Once again, some of them are real pictures, and others are just cropped out of a video.
Oh, you know what?
Of
I'm gonna show Voltron the close
of
up of the witch.
praying mantis. Yeah,
I'll show Voltron the close up of the witch. There she is right there, Voltron. He took a picture. Well, I guess he went back in the film and took a picture, snapped a shot of it or something. But there she is right there. She's got that long dress, like 1920s type of dress or something. She's got that bag
yeah,
right
if
there with
not older.
something in there. Yeah.
Little subcolonial, like like it looks. She sort of reminds me of like the clothes I used to wear back in the 1800s, like in New England,
Yeah. Yeah.
over in the States. There,
Mm-hmm.
and when you watch it and just slow it right down, you can see that she has something behind her, something really huge, and then she sort of has. It almost looks like a
Oh, in the
couple of
video?
hoops or something.
Mm-hmm.
It appears around her waist and then it disappears again.
Right.
So there was obviously she was getting a lot of help to do the full 3D thing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, but that's what she really looks like through the lens.
And this is what looks like a thermal image.
But that's a thermal image. Yeah.
Brian Voltron. This is what she looks like. Thermal image, bro. Let me zoom that in a little bit. So that's like some type of like pants slash dress. You know, they used to make them way back in the day. Kind of looked like a dress, but they were really pants because they would close in on the ankles. You know, that type of deal. And then this is her like body, upper body. Um, and what he was saying, Brad was saying that look at her face. Al said, yeah, she looks like a goat man face kind of. The skull looks like a goat man kind of thing, you know. She's got like a goat man thing going on. And then these are like horns right here, Brian and Voltron. These are like cut off horns right here. This black one right here and this black one right here. And that's her eyes, like real black eyes. But like I was saying earlier, that kind of looks like a canine head type skull or something, or a goat, like Al was saying. But yeah, that's crazy, dude. Yeah, it looks demonic, Voltron. This is that's insane. Gives me chills. Yeah, it looks demonic, dude. That is crazy. But he said he left. He left after he saw her like that. Whatever. He left. He didn't stay. He didn't stick around to find out or anything like that. So, which was a smart move, by the way, because I wouldn't stay there either. You don't know what they're capable of. I'm actually more scared of a witch than a damn dogman or a Bigfoot because witches have like spells they can put on you and you know they can do whatever the hell they want, burn you alive, whatever. You know what I mean? And they can do spells on you. They can do anything. They can do spells on you. They can do
I think
uh,
yeah.
things
Oh
bad things happening to you or whatever. I was talking about the witch, Brett.
yeah. Sorry about that. Yeah,
No, it's okay.
me device is overheating again, so
Yeah, I was.
I might have to get going.
Yeah, that's cool, Brett. I was saying that I'm actually more scared of a witch than Dogman or Bigfoot, because witches they can put a spell on you. They can cause harm on you. They can whatever. They
Well,
can they can bring death to
yeah.
you.
I mean, exactly. I mean, because I've had so many years' experience with the
Yeah.
DM and BF,
Hmm.
it's it can be nerve wracking, but I'm kind of used to it, and I don't feel any real threat from them, or I don't feel any threat from them.
Hmm.
But she just gives off just such an, as I said, toxic energy, and I mean, something that looks and behaves like that just cannot
Hmm.
have your best interest, in mind. So yeah, I get a little bit nervous about her. So I can concur with you on that. But sorry about that. I dropped out for about a minute because my phone's
Yeah,
overheating.
yeah, I
But
seen that. But I knew you were coming back, and then I
oh
was just explaining. Meanwhile, while you were gone, I was explaining about the witch. That you had
yeah,
left, which you
uh-huh,
left right away because that was a smart move that you left because you didn't want anything to do with
yeah.
her because you don't know what they're capable
This
of.
this person saying, "Ha ha, yep, Carlito."
Yeah, because he agreed because of what I said. That they're actually more scary the witches because they can harm
Yeah,
you.
anything demonic, paranormal.
Yeah,
On any given day, anything
they
paranormal will
they
just kick your ass. Will kick your ass. There's no polite
no.
way of putting it.
A dog man could kill you and boom, that's the end of it. But the damn witch, she could put a 10, 20-year spell, bad luck spell on you, but you're going to suffer for those 10, 20 years that, everything wrong is going
Yeah,
to happen to
um,
you. So, it's
exactly. And I'm referring to paranormal experiences that I've had in the past, and I've had a couple of bad ones, and I had witnesses to it and what have you. And
right.
absolutely, very frightening, very very frightening. So yeah, Teresa's saying alien hybrid,
Yeah.
and it looks like Goatman facial features. Yeah, almost with the horns. Eh?
Hey, check this one out. Check this one out, Brad. Read that. The second part.
Big Laurie again. I can see a goat resemblance in the face. DM, maybe she's a DM handler with has some sort of control over them.
Could be.
Yeah, possibly.
Could be.
I mean, some dogmen do have a handler, which
Hmm.
just makes them so even freakier again, really.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, that could
all
be.
right,
It very well could be a possibility, man. That she might
yeah,
be their handler. She, go fetch this, go fetch that. You know what I mean? Like, that's crazy.
uh,
Go bring me a baby right
yeah,
now.
she's
That's
it's
crazy.
freaky stuff.
Yeah.
But she puts the wind up me. So when I'm in the really dark, I mean, it's always dark in there, but there's a few areas where it's really dodgy. Yeah, I'm watching out for her constantly.
Yeah.
So but yeah. Oh, all righty.
Okay. Well,
Well,
yeah.
I might have to. That person saying, imagine that standing at the end of your bed.
Ooh, that's crazy. Hell no.
I think you'd
I
be.
think he's talking about that witch lady though. Man,
Yeah,
that'd be crazy. Yeah,
guarantee I
that'd
could
be
move pretty
crazy.
quickly, but you'd probably end up giving you probably end up giving birth to kittens or something. I think.
I'll probably move so fast I'll get a leg cramp or a back cramp.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man. But
All right.
yeah. Well, man, great show tonight.
Yeah,
Brad,
yeah.
thank
Thank
you,
you for
man.
that.
Thank you for
I,
coming
I
back,
just
brother.
have to. Yeah,
Yeah.
good show. I loved it. I have to apologise that we had a little bit of interference there. My device
Yeah.
has overheated twice.
It happens. It happens sometimes. It always happens with Al and Brian too. We get into it and then boom, they just disappear. Because it's overloading the phone for some reason, or it gets hot and it turns off. So it's normal. It's normal. That's not a problem. Uh, but yeah, thank you, Brad. Thank you for being here tonight, man. And thank you everybody that showed up, and thank you everybody that's watching this live stream right now, and thank you everybody that's watching it afterwards. Also, please leave your likes,
I think I
comments,
lost you. Oh,
share. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you froze up a little bit. You're good.
yeah,
You're good.
it's overheating again. But I just wanted to say thank you to everyone watching, and thank you for all the
Yes.
comments. And
Yes.
it's been a good show. And I've enjoyed it. That person's just saying, "Cool show." Yeah, no, thank you for that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, Big Laurie. Thanks to Big Laurie because he got me started years ago.
Mhm.
So which is good. Thank you for the great interview. Much appreciated.
Great show,
And there's
Brad.
my special lady friend. She's in New Jersey now.
Yeah.
So
Everybody,
yeah, no, thank
you
you
see
for
the
everyone, and thank you for
yeah.
having me.
You see the comments,
Um,
everybody. Thank you.
yeah,
Yeah.
no worries, and yeah, thank you back to the ATN Rock.
Yes, man. No, thank
So
you, Brad.
I
Brad.
have more video, and I've got quite a long video of Mum
Yes.
DM. So I might show that next time.
Yes, Brad. Before we go, I'd like to say that I'd like to invite you over again and maybe we could talk more cryptids. Maybe we could talk little people, gnomes, whatever.
Yeah, sure. Yep.
And like I said, I would like to get my good buddy Al on here with us, because he, like I said, he's known many encounters, many stories. He's had encounters himself, with paranormal and things like
Sure.
that. And
Oh,
yeah, and he'll be real good for, yeah, putting
someday
in whatever.
I'll be back.
Yeah, we'll set that up for sometime in the future. I'll let you know, and I'll get with Al, and
Yeah. Okay.
and set that up too with him. So
Oh,
I'm not saying right now, but maybe in the near future.
that's all right.
Yeah,
No, well, we'll do it sooner rather than later. So no, yeah, I've enjoyed today. Just
yeah,
me device has let me down a little bit.
yeah.
I'll probably change over to me tablet, which is a bigger screen. It might run a little bit cooler. So
Lori said part 3. Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
part 3.
3 peak. Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes.
Fantastic.
Good night,
We
everyone.
will do.
Yes. Good night, everyone, for that tuned in. Thank you very much, Voltron. Thank you. Special thank you to you, brother. Ant Rock,
Thanks.
thank you. Thank you for always being here, Ant Rock. Al Santariga, Brian, everybody. Lori, who else? Teresa. Yep.
Just yeah,
Marquetta.
thank
Everybody
you to
that showed up. Thank you,
everyone,
guys. Yes,
and
thank
I
you.
hope
And
I haven't missed anyone. So
do you have any closing comments, Brad? Maybe about your book or something, or anything you got going on?
still waiting on a release date with the book. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
hoping Christine Ann will get back with some good news on that. So
Okay. Okay.
it
But
sounds like there's a bit of
it's almost done, right? I mean, it's just little things.
it was done weeks ago, and she actually handed it up, so to speak.
Okay.
So I think Amazon is will be taking it on. That's what Christine said. There could be. I mean, it sounds like they've got. I mean, if they've got like a dozen books, they're not going to release them all at once, so they'll just stagger that, I guess. So that's probably why there's a bit of a delay there. So, but yeah, hopefully she'll get back and with some good news on that. And we'll see how the weather goes this afternoon. I might go down, but back down to the forest, that is, and see what we can come up with. But no, I've enjoyed the show, and I appreciate everyone's comments and support and positivity. Yeah, it's been really good.
Yes, it is. It's great, man.
And we'll just keep on getting better and better. And in the meantime,
yeah,
I need to get that special news through that we've been talking about. So
yeah, you do, man. All right, well, thank you guys, and thank you, Brad, once again, man. Hope to see you soon.
Thanks for having me.
Having you back soon, and thanks everybody, man. Thank you. We appreciate you.
Cool.
And love you, each and every one of you, man.
Catch up soon, everyone, and take care.
Yes. Thank you. Goodbye, everyone. Good night.
Bye-bye.